Zach Telerik, Director of the Office of Management and Budget.
Victoria Caldwell, Acting Clerk to the Board of Commissioners.
John O'Grady.
Paula Brooks, County Commissioner.
Kenneth Wilson, County Administrator.
Guess we start.
Ted Barrows, Franklin County Municipal Court.
Scott Vanderkar, Franklin County Municipal Court.
Kim Brown, Domestic Relations and Juvenile Court.
Julia Dorian, 10th District Court of Appeals.
Great.
Judge Barrows.
We will go ahead and get started with
Judge
municipal
Barrows?
court.
Yeah.
If you guys want to go ahead and present, we have a jam-packed schedule. We've been packed all day long, and what we've been trying to do is go through your guys' presentation. You guys do whatever, then we'll ask you questions and try to make this as concise as we can, so we can move folks through, because we got another one of these to do too.
We might
the
interrupt
courts
you
are-
for a question or two.
Well, the courts are the most important, so you guys can.
And he said that to everybody, by the way. You know that, right?
I was the clerk of courts for 8 years. Nobody more important than a judge.
In their own mind.
Any judge in any court. So go ahead if you'd like to start.
Commissioner Brooks, Commissioner O'Grady, Ken, Zach, Jason, you guys have always, I can never say thank you enough. We go back years and years, and the commissioners have supported us from the very beginning when we began with mental health court. Now we have 5 specialty dockets, all certified by the Supreme Court. We have the Veterans Court, which they call the MAVS Court, and Judge Barrows is here and does that. He's also the head of our Finance Committee. We have the Mental Health Court, we have a Drug Court, we have a Heroin Court, and then we have Judge Herbert's almost one and only in the country. There's 3 of them in the country. His Human Trafficking Court. We have our staff here with us, and we appreciate them being there. They're hiding in the back row. Emily Shaw, Holly Gleason, and the always well-dressed Mr. Davenport. It's always between him and Mr. Wilson who gets the top award for the day. But we thank you. It's been a collaborative with you and the city for a number of years. We're going on 6 years now between the drug courts and the solicitation docket and the Veterans Court. It's been a collaborative between the city and the county, and we appreciate your support and your continued support. I'm not going to do any statistics. We've sent some of those over to you. If you have any questions, I'll make the staff in the back answer those. I think we've done some good things with our opiate court with Vivitrol, and then our probation department is now also using Vivitrol. And if you don't know, Vivitrol is a blocker against opiates. It's a once-a-month shot. It's a lifesaver. Our statistics in our OEP have shot up probably about 20% since the use of that. So it's really great. Judge Herbert's constantly going around the country, literally, and getting national awards for his program. We will be on a 60 Minutes segment coming up here shortly, and we're going to be on Channel 10 shortly next week. Judge Barrows has some coordination going with the Veteran Affairs to share information, better identify the population. So we just here to say thank you for the continued ongoing support. If you have any questions for the finance chair, he has all the knowledge.
Can I ask a quick question, Judge Barrows? Are there many veterans that are in trouble with heroin? Do we?
Most of the people that we have on our docket right now are not heroin. Alcohol is the biggest one.
Okay.
We have people with cocaine, people with marijuana. I'm trying to think
Glad to
now.
hear
I don't
that.
think we have anybody right now who's heroin addict.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Well, again, thank you for this opportunity to be here, Commissioner Brooks and Commissioner Grady and everybody else here present. With me this afternoon is Judge Terry Jameson and also Orville Johns, who is our court director, and Barb Rees, who is our director of finance. And again, I will try to keep this equally brief for you. I know you have a busy day, but again, thank you for all of the work that you've helped this court to do. We've worked well with Chris this year, we've worked well with Ken this year to get a lot of things done. And I appreciate the fact that anytime we call upon you as commissioners, you always take our meetings, you always open your doors. As you know, we came to see all three of you earlier today for one of our chief accomplishments this year, which was our reception center. And we were very blessed to have your funding and your ongoing funding and support of that program. Since its inception, our reception center, which is part of our overall juvenile justice community planning initiative and part of our JDI initiative, we've seen 2,002 kids. And that's 2,002 kids who have been diverted away from our detention center. These children never spent a day at our detention center. Instead, the police department diverted them directly there where they received services and were well prepped to make their first court appearance. In addition, the four more senior judges all are running specialty programs. Judge Price's court, her drug court, has been certified by the Supreme Court. Judge Jameson is running the Compass program, which helps to link parents, obligors for child support, in meeting those obligations through services and job skills. As I've stated, I am the chair of the JJCPI and the JDI initiative, and Judge Gill is our lead juvenile judge, and she is in conjunction with United Way of Franklin County, serving the community through the restorative justice circles. We have initiated DV respite care this year. We have used our budget wisely in terms of enhancing our probation department with new orientation for probationers so they have a better understanding of what's expected of them from the court to, again, reduce their recidivism, to reduce their warrants, to reduce other occasions that they would have to interact with the court. We've enhanced our security protocols for our probation officers. We have enhanced our JDI efforts and have launched the Deep End effort, which will further examine the children who are actually adjudicated by the court and whether they too are receiving justice and whether disproportionate minority contact is being examined and explored with them. We assisted the city police department in their TAPS program, which is the Teen and Police Service Academy. We've been very proud of all the work that we've done at the juvenile court. We feel that we're using data to drive our decisions, to make sure that we are good stewards of county and public funding. And I would be more than open to any questions you might have of us or any of the good folks that have come as part of our team. Thank you.
Just a quick question. We're hearing a lot in the news about these young people overseas that are perpetrating these heinous acts, and a lot of them started out as petty criminals. That's the other thing we're hearing. I don't know that this is a question so much as it is kind of a challenge. Is there a way we can certainly work together to make sure that we're going to prevent that from happening here? I worry about that, especially since some of those young men have been in prison, and that seems to be where they learn their trade. And we've got to really, really step up as Americans, all of us, to make sure this never comes to us.
Commissioner Brooks, I couldn't agree with you more. It's called actually the School to Prison Pipeline.
Yep.
And we have worked diligently with our local school partners, and that is the motivation behind, partially the motivation behind our reception center, because for the very reason that you point out, if you can divert the children from ever seeing the detention center, then they won't learn a lot of these tools. The detention center population today is not what it was even 5 years ago. Today, it houses 70 kids, 64 males. I'm sorry, that was on Monday. I'm taking a snapshot from Monday. 70 kids, 64 males, 6 females.
Wow.
The
Interesting.
offenses, the level of offenses all center around arson, murder, attempted murder, aggravated robbery, aggravated burglary. These are no longer status offenses.
So they're much more serious offenders.
Absolutely.
And then you're diverting off through the village center and those efforts. That's really good, because you're right. That's the kind of effort we need. We need that prevention.
And our truancy diversion program,
Yes.
which we're working with the prosecutor's office.
Right.
Absolutely.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Judge.
So Commissioner Brooks and Commissioner O'Grady and all of you, thank you for allowing us to be here. I'm Judge Julia Dorian. I'm the administrative judge from the 10th District Court of Appeals. I'm here with Doug Eaton and Cindy Sandala from our court administration team. The 10th District Court of Appeals is one of 12 intermediate level appellate courts established by the Ohio Constitution. We consider direct appeals of civil and criminal cases from our trial courts, the Court of Common Pleas and the Municipal Court, as well as the Ohio Court of Claims, which is a specialty trial court established to hear lawsuits filed against the state of Ohio or any entity thereof for money damages. No other appellate court in the state of Ohio considers appeals from the Court of Claims. We do, given our location in the capital city, as well as we also consider appeals from most state administrative agencies. And finally, we have original jurisdiction, which means we consider in the first instance requests for writ of mandamus, procedendo, prohibition, quo warranto, and habeas. That's about the extent of my Latin today.
Ninth grade here.
We anticipate this year that by the end of 2015, approximately 1,100 to 1,200 cases will have been filed in our court. As you know, the Supreme Court of Ohio covers all of our judicial and staff salaries and benefits. We estimate that will be at a cost of approximately $4.1 million.
We appreciate that.
Fiscal year 2016. However, pursuant to the revised code, sections 2501, 18, and 18.1, the county provides us with our offices, courtrooms, and covers our general operating costs. This year, we've requested $316,600 for those purposes, and it's my understanding that this amount has been approved. We are grateful for your approval of that. I would like to note, and I would like to thank the commissioners and PFM, and in particular, County Administrator Ken Wilson, for assistance with our partial office renovation this year. We've been located on the 23rd and 24th floor of this building since 1991, and this is the first time that we have done any sort of renovation, so we appreciate that. Phase 1 has begun. That involves building additional offices in the space that formerly housed our hard copy library, and pursuant to the direction of PFM, Phase 2 will involve making our courtrooms more accessible to persons with disabilities and renovating our 24th floor reception area. I thank the court and its administrative staff, and I also thank budget analyst Ben Weisbach and director Zach Telerik in helping us put together our 2016 budget. That completes my presentation. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Well, thank you. I think, again, given what's happening in the world, we're all struck by how blessed we are to have the rule of law here, and what a great high-quality bench that we are served by here in Franklin County. So thank you all. You're welcome. Thank you for your work.
Well, I want to thank you guys, the judges that are here, and your colleagues for the relationship that we've had, for the ability for us to always be able to work together and come to agreements, and frankly, the work of your staffs. I know a lot of your staffs, a lot of these folks I've known for a long time. I've been around here a while, and some of them I know a little bit better than others. I'll stare to the back there. Yeah. Not necessarily me. Somebody else stole them away from me first. But our staff and your staff and the relationship that we have working together, it's always been great. We really appreciate that, and we appreciate the ability to be able to talk at all levels. So thank you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for the work you do as well.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate it.